Here we go. Episode 6, After 10 p.m. podcast. We're talking about learning somebody's name. Something so basic, something we learn at such a young age that we forget over time. And I say we forget over time because we've all heard this excuse of, I'm so bad with names. You shake somebody's hand, you tell them your name, and they tell you, hey, I'm so bad with names. What kind of a bad excuse is that? Why don't you just listen the first time? Why don't you get better with names? And most of the time, the people that do this are like 40, 50, 60. It's taken you this long to get better with names? You've given out the same excuse for the past 20 years? Names matter. Your name matters. My name matters. It makes us feel special and important. And does learning somebody's name just mean to learn their name given at birth? Or does it mean to learn who somebody is? To learn why they do the things they do? To learn how to appreciate somebody for who they really are? That's what we're going to discuss today. Let's get into it. As we mentioned, people say, hey, I'm so sorry, I'm bad with names. That is one of the easiest excuses to give out ever. Sometimes it's easier to say that than look somebody in the eye and say, hey, sorry, I forgot your name. Can you remind me? But that's a lot more respectable. You're a lot kinder in doing that. And we've all been in a place where we've been called the wrong name. We know somebody's name, but they don't know ours. And maybe one of the worst ones is when somebody knows your name and you don't know theirs. It's tough. It makes you feel bad. It makes you feel bad because you didn't care to listen. You didn't recognize the importance of learning their name when you first initially met them. That's what we're here to talk about. That's what we need to change. And it's not just to make people feel special, but I think it's something that we should be doing anyways. We should be recognizing people by their name. We should be memorizing other people's names because they're important. They're as important as we are. And we talk about equality and everybody's equal. Well, it starts with your name. And treat people equally and fairly and be kind. Learn their name. Can you learn their damn name from one time? When you shake their hand, can you learn who they really are? Because we've all been here before. We've all felt special when somebody we know walks into a room. Whether we truly know who they are or not, when we know somebody's name and they walk through the room, it feels comforting that you know somebody, that you recognize somebody, and honestly, that they recognize you. And we've been on both sides of this. You get up, oh, hey, Peter, it's great to see you. It's been a while since we talked. It's so good to see you. But now if Peter called you the wrong name, that doesn't feel great. And if Peter forgot who you were, that also doesn't feel great. And so we can have these special moments together, and it just starts by learning somebody's name. And it's important to learn somebody's name. It's the first thing that we've ever been given. It's who makes us us. Everybody calls you by your name. It makes you special. Nicknames make you feel even more special. But it starts by learning somebody's name. And people are often surprised when you remember their name. Not because it's impressive, but because it's rare. It's gotten rare. It tells them you paid attention from the first time you met. And that matters. That makes a difference. And that shows somebody else that they mattered to you. Isn't that what we're all kind of chasing? That feeling to be understood and to matter? And because it's so rare, people don't expect perfection. They expect effort. Saying, sorry, remind me of your name again, is much better than just avoiding somebody completely because you forgot their name. And learning somebody's name isn't just a social skill. It's relational. It can change the entire tone of a relationship when someone remembers your name. The way you feel around them changes you. And I want to talk, a little bit about that feeling of getting called the wrong name. I work with quite a few people of all ages. We work with all age groups with Telehope. Sometimes people forget my name, which is fine. I don't expect you to. But I took time to remember yours. I made sure to write it down somewhere. I made sure to rhyme it with something. And I used to be one of the guys that would give you this excuse of, oh, I'm bad with names. I'm also the first to kind of tell you, hey, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Can you let me know? I completely forgot. Or I'll ask somebody else, like, hey, I completely forgot their name. Can you please help me out? And I'll list this whole big description to make sure I know their name again. It's astonishing when somebody forgets my name when I work with them. And it doesn't make me feel great. It makes me think, okay, maybe these things weren't as important to you as I thought they were. Maybe these things aren't important to you as I think they are for your school, for your community. How do you call me the wrong name? I got called Frank. My name's Ralph. You hit 2 letters in the 5-letter name. Learning somebody's name changes the relationship. Learning somebody's name might change these first impressions. And in a previous episode, I talked about first impressions don't really matter because they don't. But it's disrespectful to forget somebody's name. It's honestly a little disrespectful to guess what somebody's name is. And that's what we can change. That's what we as people that see each other for who we are can change. It's first and foremost learning somebody's name and having it mean something to you. We can all relate somebody's name to somebody that we might know, to somebody who's famous. We can rhyme it. We can write it down. There's so many things you can do and so many studies on how can you memorize people's name? How can you be better at it? But we don't do that. We don't care what somebody's name is. We're not going to give them the time of day to memorize their name and show them that they matter. This is what this podcast is about. Can we do some of these things when it might be inconvenient? Can we do some of these things even though it goes against our thought process for the past 20 years? Or something that we didn't think was as important? Are you kidding me? It's learning somebody's name. It's the most important step in a relationship, to learn that other person's name. And in passing, it's nice. When you later down the road, you start doing deals, you start meeting people, it's nice to learn somebody's name. And you feel lonely in a group or a bar or any type of setting, somebody walks in, you know their name, you feel comfortable going up to them because you know their name. And it feels nicer when they know yours too. Thanks for listening, guys.